Welcome back to the Comedy Store Doorcast. I'm your host, goddamn Luke Schwartz. I have a bunch of good door guys with me this week. On my left, we have Jessica Wellington.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Jessica, thank you for being on the show. How long have you been a door guy?
5 years? And does that include the time off?
No.
3 years?
There you go. Very good.
So quick.
Across the table, formerly Alex Duong, now Alex Young.
Yes.
Alex Young, how long have you been a door guy? Not too since
7 months and change.
Yeah, post-pandemic, right?
Post-pandemic door
or
guy.
During pandemic.
Yes.
Concurrently with the
pandemic.
And a returning guest,
Yes.
or not a guest, returning door guy.
Returning door guy.
Yeah, Jeremy Scippio.
Yeah. I lied last time. I said July, but I seen actually, I think it was like June 28th or 9th. And it was actually the day Bob Saget was here.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Not the day he passed. You reacted as if he like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
because then your calendar would be really off and we couldn't trust you at all.
Real bummer.
What a week it's been working here. I missed two big things. Like last Saturday, apparently there was a fight where someone tried to park in the lot. Were you guys there? And
I
like
wasn't there
they
for
fought
that.
Renee and then Ryan pulled him out.
Why
Alex,
does
were you
everybody
there?
want to fight Nene?
I was.
Well,
I would pay to see
you
it.
gotta see Nene, and then you'll be like, I want to fight that guy.
were you there? Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
What? Please, let's
So
go into
I
it.
was working the belly room, and then I had gotten done. Then I went downstairs, and I just walked through the lot, and just on my way out. But then I see a car parked at the head of the lot, just sitting there, and I was like,
And you're a lot guy a lot of the time.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you know when a car is out of place.
Yeah, and I don't recognize the headlights, and I'm like, yo, Nene, who's that guy? And then by the time he walks over there, the car's already pulling in, and this guy just has like his foot out the window, no shoes, so I knew it was a problem.
Ah,
So he pulls in.
that's odd.
Yeah, it's late night on a weekday. What are you doing with your foot out the window? You're not on a road trip. That's
Yeah.
road trip behavior.
Yeah. He was in the driver's seat with his foot out the window.
Mm-hmm.
That's also not normal.
Wait, this wasn't the same day. No, okay, that was a different day. When somebody was just like in the front. They actually pulled in the parking lot.
Yeah. I think because he tried to go into the OR but didn't have any money, and then he started
Perfect.
name dropping and started like threatening, the FBI on us. He's like, I'm gonna call the FBI, and
Oh,
we're like,
nice.
oh, you're batshit. I'm sorry, fuck off.
Yeah.
Logan was working
The
the
female body
cover.
inspectors are going to come for us.
Yeah, ooh.
Is that a thing?
Plenty of roofie
It's
to
like
go
a beach
around.
T-shirt.
Oh,
you
okay.
buy
And
buy
that-
on Venice Beach or something.
Oh,
And that
okay.
fits with the
Yeah.
bare
That's
feet
lit,
out
yeah.
the door.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's barefoot behavior, and turns out he had like surfboards in the car too, so all this checks out. The math is all correct on this.
Barefoot behavior.
It's barefoot behavior.
Yeah.
So Renee's like, hey, are you a paid regular? And the guy's like, no. And he's like, well, I don't know who you are. And he's like, don't worry about who I am. And he's like, no, get out of the lot. And then Ryan, of course, there's the cameras everywhere. So
Yeah.
he sees this going on. So he comes out. And then he starts asking the guy, he's like, hey, I don't know who you are, but you got to get out of here. You got to get out of here. So now he sees door guys coming into the lot. Now you see the red shirts. Security's there. It's going to be a freaking problem. And so the guy gets out of the car.
Oh,
and,
good.
and starts to say, like, I don't fucking like you. I don't like you. Then he looked at Faji, and he was like, you're okay. And then he was like, yeah, but...
Classic half-baked.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
like, he's a
That is
Chappelle
half-baked.
fan, so that's probably who he wanted to see. So he put his hands on Ryan,
Uh-oh.
which is...
Who's
yeah,
already looking for a
Yeah,
Picked
so
the
Ryan-
right person. He
Yeah.
picked the right person.
He's fucking
Right.
Irish. You know,
I
you're
call
going to
him,
get a fight.
Curtis Light.
Yeah.
He is Curtis Light.
Well, he's looks like Curtis, dresses like Adam.
Yeah.
I think he dresses a little bit more like Curtis. He's got a little bit of a Western flair.
Yeah, but he's very hip and he has those sneakers.
The
Yeah.
sneakers. That checks out.
Yeah.
I know Anthony calls him Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes into Captain
no,
America mode
For
when
sure.
people, so.
So he
Definitely
put hands
Captain
on
America.
Ryan, and
Yeah.
Ryan took this very nicely, I'm sure, didn't do anything.
Yeah, so he gave him a hug around the neck and dragged him down the driveway and threw him out front. Renee got in his car and drove his car out, parked it in a red zone on Sunset,
Yeah.
which was the only available thing. And so he's trying to go back into the patio.
Nope.
And then Marvin, other security guy,
Yeah.
is just like, yo, you need to leave. And then he puts his hand on Marvin,
Great.
and Marvin's like, get the fuck off.
Yes.
He pushes him out there. So he starts pacing back and forth. And Renee's coming back from parking his car. And he didn't touch any of us, but he saw Renee, and he was like, ah!
the guy who's like 5'3". This'll show him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to, like, alpha this dude.
Yeah.
Grabbed him, but Renee, I don't know what he was on, but he was feeling like a superhero, so he pushed him back against the tree, and so all the door guys and all security just like fucking just try to restrain him and then put him on the ground. Marvin puts his freaking arms around him and just keeps him on the ground. He's like, stay the fuck down.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I'm going to report all of you. I'm going to report all of you. You don't know what you just did. You don't know what you just did. And as he's like,
That's awesome.
just restrained, and I forget when he tells Faji this. He's like, hey, man, by the way, you're cool. I just want to let you know the cops are about to be here, and there's guns and money and drugs in the back of the Comedy Store, so I recommend you leave.
Bro, this sounds like a Grand Theft Auto mission.
It really is a Grand Theft Auto
like a
mission.
real thing.
And
Why does everyone that come here always go, like when they get thrown out, they're like, you don't know what you don't know the biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah.
It's always that attitude, and I think it's so great every time. I
Yeah,
think it's so funny.
because I can't wait to see the look on our lawyer's face, Pearson Associates, just be like, ha, bring them over here. Let's play, baby.
That is what our scumbag lawyer was made for.
No, like the weirdest thing is like when he was restrained, some random dude, like some shit audience member that I've been like just had my eyes on the whole night that I just did not like, but I had no reason to kick him out. I was just like, I just don't fucking like you.
Right.
And so this guy runs up while this guy is restrained and the security guys are trying to restrain him. This random fucking audience member runs up, pulls off one of his flip-flops, and flings it on the Sunset Boulevard.
He was wearing flip-flops. It's not even the
Flip-flops.
season.
Yeah, he's
It is LA though.
barefoot behavior.
Yeah.
Barefoot behavior.
I was gonna ask if he put his shoes on, but the flip flops, I figured.
And so then he gets up. They're like, okay, back up. We called the cops and everything.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's walking. He's pacing back and forth. Like, you broke my neck. You broke my neck.
Okay,
you hurt
great.
me. You abused me.
Great.
Wait till the cops come. So the cops do come.
Great.
After like a 20-minute phone call with them, because I called 911 and I got hold music, and then finally I got on the line with an operator. They were asking me like 21 questions.
911 is a joke. I don't know if you
It
Well,
was
for
fucking
here.
awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
And so is Netflix is a joke also.
Yeah,
so
that's where they got it from.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
Although 911 saved me. I texted 911 and they came to my rescue.
You can text
You
911.
can text 911 if you're afraid you can't talk on the phone.
You were like you up?
Text.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
You up is very funny.
No, but then like the cops finally come after
Yeah.
like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and like I'm still on the line. She's like, okay, just hold on. Are they there yet? Are they there yet? Is he accosting you now? Is he like still attacking anybody? Is he getting in his car or drinking and driving or whatever? And I'm like, no. They're like, what are the plates on the car? So I have to walk past him to get the plates on the car. And as I'm walking back, he sees me walking back, but then he's trying to like, get in my way, trying to start another scuffle. And I was like, no, I'd rather walk on a Sunset, risk getting hit by a car than have to fucking deal with your ass. So I banana around him, and I get back to there. Cops come. First thing he says to the cop, what the fuck took you guys so long? I fucking hate the police.
Great.
Oh,
And
that's
so
good.
he starts shitting all over the cops,
Yeah.
and again, threatening them with the FBI and the people he knows.
That's
Paramedic trucks come, fire trucks come, the
Yeah.
whole nine. They're addressing
1-1.
him, whatever. Yeah, they're like talking to him, and as they figure out what was going on, they're walking back from him, and they all have a grin on their face.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, of course.
You just like ruined my time with my mistress or something. I don't know. It was wild, and he got in the ambulance.
Wow. Did they strap him to a
Gurney, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. He was in there just like sitting there, just like, man, it's on. My war with the Comedy Store has officially begun.
Oh.
And it just took off.
It's always the last we see of him too. I've never seen him come back, knock on everything, but like,
Knock on wood.
but they don't ever come back.
Yeah.
They get detained somewhere else, I guess.
That was very dramatic how you said, like, I could just see, like, the ambulance doors closing, like,
It's like the start of a movie, yeah.
His face in the little window.
Yeah, that's his origin story.
like Hannibal and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the grill. Yeah, with the face mask on, so he doesn't eat anyone.
So I think we should all get a bulletproof vest as another part of our uniform.
That could be next year's holiday present.
Hey, Hollywood store bulletproof vest.
Yeah,
Oh,
instead of like a
yeah.
track jacket like they gave us with a half collar.
Yeah.
Very interesting. The Comedy Store almost doing everything correctly.
At no point did I know the name of that collar, and now you just named it. That's great.
It's
half collar. It's a half collar.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's a hell of a. Was that on a Saturday?
I don't
No, it was
remember what day it was on. But
I thought hearing about it was a Saturday, but still, that's
maybe
goofy shit.
I just know it was super recent, and seeing all that, like we wanted to officially jump him, but then we're like, wait, we're at work, and even Marvin was like, I wanted to fucking just jump this dude, like beat this dude up East LA style, but we're not. We're still at work.
We're at West Hollywood,
Yeah,
not East LA.
we're West Hollywood.
So let's let
West
everything-
Hollywood, yeah.
You could stay on the sidewalk, and that's fine.
And the beautiful thing is that his car was there the next day I got back, so maybe it was on a Friday because I had to work the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And first thing I did was go check for a parking ticket because I was like, please at least get a parking
They
ticket
wouldn't
out of
get
this.
towed.
That's what I was gonna say. It's parking
They
They
around.
don't.
Red
They don't
zone.
tow anymore. They
They
don't
should
like.
just tow the heck out of it.
They
right?
do.
See,
in some places.
they'll tow any of us if we had our freaking car out there, but for some reason the stars like aligned.
Maybe
for this
he
guy.
is connected.
He is.
the
I mean,
FBI said
Yeah.
I mean, I was working years ago.
Called up James Comey and was like, "Hey,
yeah. These two Italian tourists just parked in the red in between the two spots, like in front of the fire hydrant, and they came out and their car was gone. They were like,
yes,
what happened?" An Italian accent.
yeah,
Hey, what friggin' happened, dude?
hey."
And they were like, "Yeah, where did you park?" They were like, "Right here." And we're like, I mean, there are some laws in Italy. Like, this,
Well,
right?
usually red is bad. I think that's pretty universal.
Yeah.
No, they're like,
And,
it's
yeah.
red. It's a restaurant.
Yeah. This was so that's a big start to the week. I guess that was a weekday thing, and we had an Aziz show. Were you guys there for the Aziz show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aziz Ansari did an hour.
That was on a Tuesday. That was my first night back.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
didn't? Were you working it?
I was
No.
working. I was working back door. I got a story too. I want to talk some shit.
Let's
Ooh.
let's go. This is good. This is why we do the
Let's
podcast.
go. Let's
Well, it's
go.
my first night back, right? And people are already fucking testing me, right? And everybody, I'm nicer than Luke at the door.
I'm nice
right?
now.
Right? I'm a lot nicer. Like, I'm gonna work with you. But anyway, this guy wants to come in, and this is the first time we're doing like 5 shows again. This is on this night, so everybody's a little, running around frazzled, whatever. And Guam is like, don't let anybody up in the belly room yet. We're setting up. Don't let performers, no one. I was like, no problem. And they didn't want anybody in too because they had disease and all that going on.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then he want a lot of people hanging out because there was a lot of like high profile people here.
There were some AAA listers here that night. It was crazy. Yeah.
Old people, you mean? AAA.
Yeah. Well, that's AARP. I think
yeah.
you're thinking of. Yeah, you're thinking of the Auto Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, hot riff.
But I don't know his name. Who is the guy that I guess that used to run social media for a short time? I guess while I was gone, he's got a beard, looks like a real dweeb.
Yeah.
Oh.
That, I mean, a laugh from the producer's booth. No, that's definitely who you're talking about.
Okay.
Not him, but
No,
the other
but
guy.
no.
Yeah.
Name names, Luke.
I wish I
Can't-
could.
yeah.
I don't.
do that.
I want to say it was either Chris or Sam.
It's Sam.
Okay,
Sam.
cool.
Okay.
God dang, guys.
Well, this fella Sam that I don't know, he just walks past me, and I was like, "Hey, yo, you can't go in right now." He's like, "Oh, I'm working with the roast battle. I'm doing pictures." I was like, "That's great." And I was trying to explain to him what's going on, and he wouldn't listen to me. And I said, "Man, come over here and just talk to me." And he was like, "No, you can ask Richie or whatever." I was like, "No, come talk to me."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No," and I was like,
This is the
What?
biggest mistake that people make
Yes.
is just go like, if you are a regular here and someone is new at the door, just go, "Hi, I'm Chris or Sam, and I used to work here."
Takes
Yeah.
10 seconds.
And I do this for the club. It's nice to meet you. What's your friggin' name?
Yeah.
Right.
Could have worked that way.
"Right." It could have.
But he didn't.
But
and-
I still wasn't going to let him in
Yeah.
because it wasn't time.
Right, of
So I was
course.
going to politely say, "No, you can't come in right now."
Right.
right? And then he comes out, and then he even said sorry or something at one point, but then he tried to sneak around and come around the back door through the kitchen. So I met him on the
Good
other
move.
side.
I love that. I really respect when a door guy's head is on a swivel. Like keep your wits about you. That's great. And so what happened?
And then I looked at him, I was like, man, you need to get the fuck out.
Yeah. And did he?
Yeah, he
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
You know, I'm the type of person, I will witness every drop of that scenario and let it happen. I will
It's really
watch.
disappointing.
Yeah, it is very disappointing.
When Saul first started, you know, because he doesn't know anybody. He's like the freshest eyes
Oh
as
yeah,
far as
Saul
Hollywood
Trujillo,
goes.
yeah.
So I was just watching him interact with everybody that same way. He's like, to people who've been coming here 20 years, like, hey man, you can't go in there.
Yeah. And you know, if they're smart, they'll go, "Oh, I'm famous. Nice to meet you," or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
or I should be famous, and I'm not. Like, nice to meet you. I'm here at the Comedy Store all the time. And then Saul would go, "Hey, yeah, okay."
The biggest people are the nicest. It's the people in the middle who are frustrated with their own standing who try to do the whole like, yo, you should know me. Like,
Yeah.
no, just
And you should know better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, and should I know Sam? No.
Damn.
Yeah. Well,
He's a nice guy.
I'm sure
he's
he wasn't
perfectly
nice
fine.
to me. It was
Yeah.
really rude to just be like, no. I was like, no, come back out here and talk to me. He's like, no. That's it. I'm done with you. I
Right.
don't give a fuck who you are.
Right.
He was on one that night.
I can imagine
Feeling
him.
himself.
Did he? I mean,
Really?
did he?
You
What did he
remember
say
him
back?
there that night
Yeah, I was there that night too.
with him though? I mean,
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not gonna.
Not hanging out with it, but you saw him or no? You're
No,
just saying he
I
was
saw
on.
him.
Oh, okay.
I saw him, and I was just like, I was standing on the other side of the booth when it happened.
So yeah, you're like me. You're like,
I was like, I'm not gonna step on any toes. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let Jessica do Jessica. I'm not gonna be like,
Oh,
hey
you were in the lot.
Jessica. I was in the lot. I wasn't gonna be like, hey
Right.
Jessica. I'm just like, hey, the people.
No, he did it wrong.
People need to
Yeah,
learn.
exactly.
People need to learn.
You both did your job correctly.
Well, even if you were a
And
door
not Jeremy.
guy, I'd be
Jeremy
like, hey,
did it
dude,
poorly.
don't go in the belly room right now because they're doing
I would have watched.
something.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. I would have watched. You know, but I think I learned that a long time ago. You know, always respect the person at the door. You know what I'm saying? People love talking about they know the top person, but if you know the door is the key.
If you know the bottom people, you can get everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's good.
Right. And just so you know, I talked to Richie later, and he was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
He didn't
Richie.
give a
I'm
shit.
sure Richie would have your back in
Yeah.
that case, 100%. That night felt like the store was really back to like before the pandemic. It
Yeah,
was
Don
really
wouldn't
like,
get off stage. It was like normal.
wow, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's very
Yeah,
normal.
it's very normal.
Yeah. I mean, but like it was A-lister there.
Lot
Mr.
was
Pitt showed up.
full. Ah, yeah.
He said hi to me. We exchanged highs. We're married now.
Oh wow.
Me
When
too.
he finds that out, yeah, that'll be crazy.
He's so skinny, though. I didn't realize that. He is super skinny.
Probably for a part.
No, it's. I mean, they're all those guys up at the top of the A-list. They look like they're tiny little people, and they
Really?
look great on film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what it's.
Rami Malek was here for that show.
Yeah, Mr. Robot himself.
Yeah.
Super
Oscar
cool.
winner, right?
Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury in the flesh.
Yeah. and
Dean Schneider
Dean
from
Schneider.
Twisted Sister was here.
That's right.
Oh wow,
Yeah, yeah.
D Schneider.
D. Schneider. Okay.
Yeah. He's like he runs a college.
Yeah.
He's Dean Schneider. Friggin' I mean, there stars were. We're doing name drop. This is the name drop episode.
Yes.
Are we doing one day or are we just moving?
That was that one day.
That was just one
Yeah.
day.
That was Spike Jones there that day.
Yeah,
the
I came
director.
the day after. Yeah.
Um,
Lena
People
Waithe.
kept saying like, "Oh, Spike Lee," and I was just like, "I don't think so."
Spike
It's a little
Jones.
different.
Spike Jones came in years ago unannounced, and I was at the door and I was like, "Oh, hey!" And in my head, I'm like, "Don't say Spike Lee. Don't say Spike Lee. Don't say Spike Lee." And then like it was when there was a cover booth at the main room, and I had to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna walk him in. It's Spike Lee. Yeah, it's fine." Oh shit! Just fuck, dude. And then I think I turned and I said, "I love Do the Right Thing," and then I like let him, and like I tried to play it off like I was joking or whatever, and I totally fucked up.
He probably gets it all the time though.
Yeah, I bet somewhat. There's not a lot of spikes, but they're few and good between.
I remember looking at the guest list and seeing Spike Jones's name, and then I walked away and I was like, man, I love Do the Right Thing.
Yeah, that's good. Lena Waithe came by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, story about Lena Waithe.
I do. She came by and she was like,
Who
Hey-
is she?
she was Aziz's buddy on Master of None. She was.
Is she the one off Harlem that I'm thinking of?
She
was
might
here,
be.
too.
I
think
don't
she
know.
is on
I
there.
haven't seen it.
That's with
She's an
Megan
actor,
Good, right?
director, writer, and but she came through the store, and I was like I was helping her with like go to the back bar or whatever, and I was like, hey, good to see you, just because that's what you say. You don't say like, hey, nice to meet you. You know, like, good to see you.
Hey, you like
seem
comedy?
Cool. Yeah, right. You want to see a free show every Wednesday in the Belly Room? By the way, every Wednesday in the Belly Room, come see the Door Guys. Next up, use the promo code New Favorite Comic, and you get in for free. And it's a good show, actually, usually. But Lena Waithe, she's like, oh, hey, good to see you. Hey, you're in the documentary. She's like, hey, Luke, you're
Okay,
Luke.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I was like,
Pop your half collar.
and I was like, yes, yeah, yeah.
Hello, Hollywood.
And I was like, yeah, that was me. And she was like, oh, I love that thing. I've watched it a bunch of times. And I was like, really? You watched it a bunch of times? What a fucking loser! But I was like, thank you. And then like it was really like it felt cool to be like recognized.
Like, can I borrow your Showtime password?
The back of my head is in that documentary. And,
Oh.
a lot of people recognize me as well.
Very nice.
I was in a conversation with Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan, and some other people.
Ah.
I think
I
Sam
don't know.
Tripoli,
Can you
whatever.
turn around
It was
real
just
Yeah,
quick?
Sam
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. I can't
Yeah.
believe it.
It was also an NWA movie.
Oh.
Wow.
I played the N on there. But what
I was
that?
with.
So Lena Waithe, she has a show called the 20s, not the 20s, whatever. But she
The 20s.
20. I think it's
20
called 20s.
something?
20s, I think. And she actually had her character here in the Belly Room doing they shot some stuff here or whatever.
Oh, cool.
I think she probably tried to do stand-up comedy here at one point. So I think that's why she has and she succeeded in other places, as all comics should. And she, and then she came back.
That's gonna move us into our next story. But yeah.
And then she came back as a famous person, and I think that's why she has appreciation for the store.
Oh,
that's
one more
awesome.
Lena Waithe story. I was
Hell yeah.
I was just walking around, and Guam was checking IDs, and I saw Lena Waithe and her two friends. They were just standing there on the sidewalk, just taking their time, being respectful. And I was like,
Cool.
oh. And immediately I recognized her through the mask, through the hat, through everything. I was like, oh, hey guys, hey, you can follow me. I'll walk you to the back immediately. And then I walked them towards the back, and then they're just following me, but they're walking kind of slow, just watching everything. So I'm
Like
walking slow,
looking at the walls and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just walking slow with them, and then eventually we get to the back, and I'm walking through the door, and I was like, told the back door, like, hey, they're cool. I'm gonna walk them in, and then Richie just like standing there. He's like, hey, what, Alex? Hey, and I just looked at him, and I just said,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, it's actually Lena Waithe
Right.
and her friends, the co-creator of.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Richie knows the hand signals. Too.
Yeah. So when
he
yeah.
loves walking people around.
Mhm.
He
Big
leads
fan.
them around by the nose. It's great.
big guy,
Literally.
like that.
But but we had a lot of people. Tarantino was not here that night, but he was here.
Was that the next night? I think
I think
I
it
was
was-
here. I was
Yeah.
there that night. Yeah.
It was the
I
next
missed-
night,
I
'cause it was
missed
the
it.
DoorDash
Yeah,
show night.
It was the
Yeah.
next night. Yeah.
Was it the?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
was.
I did. Yeah,
Yeah. No, he wasn't watching that show though. He was watching the
his own show.
Main room.
the main room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
The main room, and then he got
I've heard. I mean, he never stops talking.
Yeah, he got super drunk, and then he just was like trying to educate all the comics on the Comedy Store.
Dude, he showed up
Yeah.
early.
Yeah,
He showed up at like 7:55 or 7:50 before the show even
Before
began.
anything started.
Yeah, he
was
just-
waiting,
just
waiting
came-
in the back bar. Yeah.
Came walking in the lot, and I'm just like, everyone's like, "Yo, Tarantino's here, Tarantino's here, quick!" And then like Richie ran out, walked him in, and yeah,
of
he
course.
just-
Richie,
yeah.
There's little dust behind it, like
Yeah.
a cartoon dust cloud. Yeah.
So does anybody know the real reason why he was here, and are we allowed to say?
No, and I doubt it. I'm sure it's research for his sequel of the Hollywood movie or something.
But I know he.
Don't get my hopes up, assholes. Don't
People.
do
There
it.
was rumors of who he was looking at the time. That's all.
Oh, that's
Was-
that's
yeah.
very nice for
Yeah.
whoever it was.
And then-
Probably Jessica Wellington.
Hey.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny that
Yeah,
all
definitely.
the comics, and though he deserves this amount of attention, but everybody was like personally auditioning
Yeah.
in that moment.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I hammed it up that much. Like I just watched a lot. I chimed in every now and again, but I didn't really ham it up. I didn't follow him
You-
to the
you
bathroom
laughed
and all that.
a lot
like
harder.
Alex. No.
Yeah.
Did I? But I laugh at y'all that hardy.
You are a ham all the time, so I don't think you were hamming more.
Okay.
Yeah. You are honey baked,
Hey.
my friend.
But can you believe that his favorite burger, as a famous person that he could go anywhere to get a burger. His favorite burger is In-N-Out.
Okay.
I think that's ridiculous. I hate In-N-Out. That pissed me off more than anything.
Wow.
And he doesn't like Fat Burger.
Jeez, what do they do to you?
That sounds like some first name
That's
basis.
like the least offensive thing I've heard about Quentin.
Yeah.
The foot guy? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was so like.
Although we shouldn't fetish shame.
No.
Yeah, he's into treads.
I think I told you that.
You did. I was
I know.
like, fuck, I wore boots. I got good feet.
Should have brought your flip flops then.
Yeah, that's barefoot energy. What was it? Barefoot behavior.
Barefoot behavior.
Barefoot behavior.
The
That might be the
OBB.
title of the episode. Barefoot behavior.
It's also the wine I drink.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
there
that
we
makes
go.
sense too.
7-Eleven's
It's not
brand.
quite Franzia, but it's damn close.
It's Franzi in a glass bottle.
Yeah. That's been. Any other famous stories? I mean, it's been a busy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
crazy.
Tarantino.
Uh-huh.
I got that Tarantino.
yeah.
While we're on Tarantino, I
Yes.
ended up driving him home with Richie.
I didn't know if you
You
wanted
went
to tell
with
that.
Richie?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
were hamming it up.
So no, I was just in the right place at the right time. So I'm in the back. Well,
Could be
like
both.
I mean, so Door Guy show goes on. I follow Bruce and I just ride his wave. So it's a good time. And afterwards, these two girls who were in the audience, they came downstairs, and first thing they did was go up to Guam. One of the girls put her hand on Guam's arm and says, "You can do better."
Oh my God.
Wow.
What you mean in life or?
I mean,
Well,
in all contexts.
Well, because Guam was going like he did his darkest freaking
Of course.
material,
And
yeah.
of course, Guam bombs for 1 second. He goes, "Well, I'm gonna fucking kill myself."
Yeah.
I go, "That is not the right attitude, Guam. You actually could do better in this instance."
Like, guys, don't take the 101 after this.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm gonna jump off the bridge.
Yeah.
So he was doing all the hits, all the hits.
Yeah.
And then after that, I walked up and they were like, "Oh, hey, you're funny." And I was like, "Oh, well, let me talk to my new fans real quick. This
Of
is
course,
fun.
yeah.
Fun time." And then they end up standing there for like at least 35, 45 minutes, up to an
Wow.
hour. And we're talking. The place is closed. The store is closed at that time. And then right when I'm like trying to look for an out, Anthony walks by and is like, "Hey, have you met my friend Anthony, one of our security guards?" And then he was like, "Oh, hey," but then it registers in him and he bananas back around and he's like, "Oh, hey." So anyway,
You love when people banana around.
That-
don't you?
I'm a
Banana.
big banana guy, I'm all about it. Yellow on the outside, white on the
I was gonna
inside.
say, isn't that offensive?
Absolutely,
I was-
no, not at all. So Anthony's talking to them, and then I see a yellow Mustang, the newer Mustang 5.0 with black racing stripes, pulls up, and Richie comes out the other side of the door. He's like, "Hey, Alex, come help me drive Quentin home." And I was like, "Okay, all right, ladies, gotta go."
Yeah.
And so I hop over the.
Sorry, I gotta
yeah.
look really cool. You slide across the hood.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And
was
I pulled out a gun.
Yeah, there you go. Shot it in the air a few times. Just let 3 fly and got in the seat.
This
Yeah.
is
I
all
lit a
normal.
cigarette.
Yeah, sure.
No
What was the
hands.
car?
Lit it, threw it away.
Yeah.
Lit a trail of gasoline to
Yeah.
something else.
So
and,
I hop in the driver's seat.
What was
and
the
then-
car?
The Mustang.
The Mustang?
5.0, 2000, like the newer ones.
Uh-huh.
They were Kill Bill theme and everything. And so, yeah. Oh,
That's great.
it's
Yeah.
so cool.
He buys into his own shit, and that's fine. That's
Hey,
really good.
He's his biggest
That's-
fan, and I love it.
I
That's
heard he-
really good. That's fine.
I heard he drives a pussy wagon around too. So.
Oh, yeah, he
the-
has that.
Really?
What is
Yeah, I heard
a
he's a-
pussy wagon?
It's from that movie he did.
Which one?
Kill Bill.
And it says
Oh.
"pussy wagon" on the side.
It's
or
a dually truck that's yellow with like purple color themes.
something. Yeah.
But I'm sitting in the driver's seat and I'm about to take off, but then Richie's head pops back and he's like, "Alex, why don't you drive my Tesla? I'm gonna drive with Quentin." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, cool."
What a Richie-
so
yeah.
yeah,
That's
it's a
Richie
power
yeah.
move. It's a power move.
Yeah.
So I followed them up into the hills, and I'm driving, and they're going fast up the hill, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is a Paul Walker moment waiting to happen."
Yeah.
Let me not.
Oh wow!
Oh, made me nervous the whole way through, and I'm
Yeah.
following the Tesla. But we get to his house, it's fine. It looks like his mansion looks like a Quentin Tarantino mansion.
That's
it's
so funny.
It's not clean. It's a little dingy, but
Yeah.
he has his little Geo Metro in the front with a cover over it, a little electric bicycle, nothing fancy. It has a drive-in sign above his garage. And we're like, hey, this is cool. Yeah.
It was like a set design prop.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's so good.
And then Richie's like, hey, I hate to do this, Quentin, but can we take a selfie? You know? And they take a selfie, and I'm like, I get in there,
He
too.
hates to do this. After
Yeah.
all this, let me impose.
And I witnessed he was actually too drunk to give consent. So that's that's wild.
And then we take the selfie, and then Quentin looks at me, and he's like, you have really nice teeth. And I was like, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I remember you with the braces.
Hey,
Yeah.
I paid enough. I paid enough for them, and he was like, haha. So I was like, okay, I made Quentin laugh.
Yeah,
I made
great.
my night. We get back in the Tesla.
Great.
Boom. We back down the hills, back to the store, and lived to tell the tale. It was
That's
really
cool.
great.
Next time you tell that story, what you have to do is start with the drive home and then circle back to the beginning of it and
Banana back.
Oh, okay.
And
Banana.
And then banana back around. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to Tarantino the story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what you
Absolutely.
do.
Oh yeah, that's actually. Yeah,
I'm
clever.
off the banana thing. Okay, enough potassium.
I gotta add more violence, though. I gotta add more violence.
Yeah.
A shot of Richie's feet.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, pushing the gas. Yeah, that's exactly.
Why is he
it.
driving barefoot behavior?
Yeah,
There we go.
barefoot
Yeah.
behavior, bro. Yeah, and that's that. I mean, that's like partway through the week. We're at Friday right now.
That's Friday.
Mhm.
That is
And then
That-
we had a bunch of stars last night.
Yeah.
Well, wait, you're
yeah.
skipping a night.
Okay, I guess I'm
You when we were working,
on.
what was it, Thursday? Who came
That was
in?
yesterday. I wasn't there, and that's who I'm not skipping. So I'm saying today's Friday.
Oh,
We
shit.
can't talk about it
No,
because
no.
it hasn't happened yet.
You talking about?
Ti and
No,
No,
that's
the
yesterday.
day before then. When did we work the
You
OR
talking about,
together?
you talking about Kevin Hart and Chris Rock?
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Tim Dillon.
that
Yeah,
was.
Were you skipping that?
I
Yeah.
forgot about it.
Oh, that's hilarious. That was a technically bigger night.
Yeah, that was the night on Tim Dillon.
Tim
had
Dillon
had a
yeah.
main room show on Tuesday, I guess.
Yeah.
No, Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, because I was working.
Wednesday,
I
yeah, it was
was,
the- it was the-
I switched
yeah.
with Logan.
Oh, because that
Yeah.
that was last
Then
Wednesday. This was the
Thursday,
most
yeah.
recent
Yeah,
Wednesday.
okay.
Yes, that's right. So Wednesday was huge. We
Yeah.
worked OR
Yep.
together. You were in the cover booth. I was seating people and running around, and I think it went very well.
I was working main room.
Nice. That
Yeah.
was a sold out big show.
Sold out.
And
Tim
so
Dillon
there
show.
was, of course, there's a snafu because there's always something fucked up with the Comedy Store tickets and everything like that. Tim Dillon accidentally put the wrong link on his website,
Yeah.
and so we had it linked to the original room, and
Well,
so it
people-
said it was sold out. But then
That's what fucking happened.
yeah, so we had
Damn.
probably 50 people in the room that
Yeah.
felt
we were like,
really
where is
empty.
everybody?
This
Oh,
dude-
Felt
boy.
really empty.
But they got their money's worth.
They
they,
did. Oh,
they
they did.
eventually did get their money's worth. Yes.
Yeah. But it was funny because I'll be honest, I know comics personally. The whole podcast world, I don't listen enough, and I don't see the influence that they have on people until moments like this.
Yeah.
I'm working the main room. This
They're
guy,
all crazy fans.
this dude walks up and he goes, "Hey, I got this from Tim Dillon's website, and it clearly says original room." I'm like, "Yo, that's that room." And then he's like, "Well, you know," and I get it because I don't mind hooking people up, but that was like fire code, like hazard levels of full. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm just like, "Yo, I
Damn.
can't-
or not.
yeah, right, yeah,
Allegedly,
allegedly,
yeah.
right. But it was just like, yo, I was like, bro, I
At
can't.
another club.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
would've been-
Yeah.
But I was just like, yo, I
Oh.
Yo. Throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, bro, I can't. And he could see in my eyes, like, yo, yeah, bro, I can't. And he just like, come on, man. I'm like, I said, I can't. I knew where this was going. He was like, oh man, I said,
It is
yo,
really disappointing. You think your night's going a certain way, and it just can't. Yeah.
right. But he goes like, man, but I love Tim Dillon.
What a man child.
I was
That's
like,
great. Hey,
bro.
That's fans. That's fandom.
I felt it coming before it came out. I was like, in my eyes, I was like, yo, don't do this, man.
That was a really good
Don't
impression.
do this, bro.
He like,
That was
he
really
like,
a
and
good
he stomped
delivery.
away.
Dog, he did it. I was like, yo, don't do this, man. Like, he was about to have a full-blown meltdown. I was just like, man, I said, look, if I could, I would, bro. But yeah, you just go in there and, you know, I said, if you just hover around, bro, we'll figure it out. Maybe, you know. Yo, he was gone. He was
That's-
out
oh.
of here.
Aw,
poor little
that is
man.
Yeah.
heart
Poor little
crushed.
alt-right red pill guy.
But that wasn't the most exciting thing that happened that night.
Yeah.
I did 2 sets that night. I opened the
Oh.
OR and the belly room.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
I was the only person that had 2 sets. There was some other people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you weren't.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Matt
weren't the only
had
black
two-
comedian that had
two sets of comedy.
Yeah.
You're right. Matt Lockwood, he had 2 sets. That's the
Yeah.
other black comedian that had 2 sets. And then there was
Did he? What was his second set?
Belly.
That was Wednesday.
Yeah, it was
Jeez,
Wednesday. We
yeah,
all-
I'm wigging out. Yeah.
It all melts together.
And then,
Yeah,
so
it is.
at a certain point, and this was not planned, I think,
No.
but for the both of them. I don't
No.
think they showed up on purpose together.
I heard they coordinated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, when you talking about out of what they said out of their mouths?
No. That they were going to go to the store that night.
Oh.
That both of them were.
That
They
makes more
coordinated
sense
it.
to me.
I mean, it makes sense both ways. This is the world famous comedy store.
Yeah. Well,
We do
Yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
from his actual mouth, he said, I don't know. This is what Kevin Hart said, but I mean, is he known for telling the truth? I don't know. He just said that he goes, this is how energy works, where it's just like, because I'm here. Or he said magic. This is how magic works. He said, because I'm here, just want to continue the magic.
There's no magic. They coordinated
There
that.
it is.
The
I
ma-
mean, but that is magic.
The-
If
the-
the audience doesn't
I mean,
know, that's literally what a magician does.
reveal the text message
But
saying, "Hey, meet
but
me
a
up."
very different energy of the two superstars walking in, where Chris Rock always walks in alone and so chill
Yeah.
and doesn't really say hi to anybody, but isn't like rude about it. But he'll just do
Yeah.
just a silent nod to people, and you go, okay, that's Mr. Man. Yeah, he's the guy. So Chris Rock, and so everyone was already abuzz, and then
I've talked to Chris before because I almost kicked out his parents, I think, or people that were with him one time. He was
Elder
cool about
abuse.
it because he knew I was just looking out for the show.
yeah,
What
that's
did-
really fun. And
did-
then
did they
Because
not- did
anybody
they
will
not
say,
talk
I'm
to
with
you?
Chris tonight. I'm like, yeah, sure.
yeah, right. Yeah,
And they were.
His actual mother?
I don't know if it was. They were definitely with him. They were family.
Oh, okay.
And did they
It's
try
like,
to,
sheesh.
after you shoot him away, did they try to go back through the kitchen?
it was.
You didn't know it was his mother behind doing this? Looking for my son. Can you help me? Ma'am, you can't be in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're being too hacky right now. You're really playing up Chris Rock's mother's part. That's so Chris walks in, and then an hour or so later, Kevin Hart pulled in with a few people. He had a small entourage, a very manageable entourage.
He had his whole
Actually, no, there were. I think it was 2 cars worth.
There was a lot of people.
It was actually
Yeah.
a lot more than I.
Yeah, it
first
was-
The
did.
one security guy was hot. I tried to hit on him a little bit.
and
And he noticed, and
We
and he was
exchanged a
very.
smile and a laugh.
He was very tall.
He was. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's part of the
Yeah.
requirement.
Wow.
I
What a
wouldn't-
unique
Alright.
thing for a woman to like about a man is that he's
Wow.
tall.
So,
Tall, dark, and
so
handsome.
original.
Yeah.
But yeah, they went up twice though. That was
They
pretty
went up
cool.
in the unannounced in the main room, standing O for Chris Rock. I
Yes.
heard on the intro, but
Yes.
it's really cool to see a cool show, and then Kevin Hart goes up, and so you get really amped, and then out of nowhere, Chris Rock goes up. Now you're like,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like the energy built there. It was wild, and then they came over to the original room and did the back-to-backs. I think they did
Which
about
was nice because
Yeah.
we could hear them clapping and applauding in
Yeah.
the main room,
and it was
everybody-
and everyone in the original room was like, God damn it, we're missing everything.
Yeah,
And then they came over to the original room, and our people got their money's worth. It was good for us.
and to give the door guy perspective of not expecting that, because David Spade went up earlier. He's a legend, right?
Yeah.
He went up earlier, and he was just chilling in the booth or whatever. And we're trying to hold down certain booths, but they don't really give a full reason why. They just that's Spade's booth, and it was an empty booth behind,
Yeah.
right? So different people kept trying to get it, and just doing whatever it takes to try to get it, whatever. And then next that's when Kevin Hart and his people rolled in,
Yeah.
right? But then I seen a guy in the other booth, right?
Yeah.
And Spade went there, so I had the energy of hey, you can't sit there. We're holding, and it was Chris Rock. I was like, yo, we can't. You can do it if
See?
you want.
We've been there.
Hey, and you get mad at him. Hey, you can do whatever you want, man. I'll see you later. Bye.
Because it takes
Let me know if you need anything.
Because it takes a minute to get the fire up to question somebody
Your adrenaline's going, and then you
Right.
have to back. Yeah, your adrenaline goes the other way.
That might
And
be
then
my
Chris Rock-
problem is I act before I have time to think about it that long.
Yes,
And then Chris Rock doesn't look like.
we know from the piercings on your face.
Yeah.
Luke, you can't do
Suck
that.
on that.
Oh, that's a
was
good
good,
fun.
that
That's a very light jest.
But Yeah, Chris Rock doesn't look like Chris Rock did. You know, he has a very iconic look. He doesn't look like that now. So
Right, he's not wearing it in like a suit and performing in like
But
for an
go-
arena.
The older
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gets, I think the better looking he gets. He looks more distinguished and like manly.
He dresses like a hype beast, though.
Yeah, but I
Which
think
is
that's
cool.
the goal. A lot of mature
yeah.
people are doing that. They're like, you know,
He's getting a lot. I
youthful.
assume he's getting a lot of free shit too, so he's wearing cool free shit. But
Yeah.
like, I thought he was pretty. I mean, he was in muted colors. Maybe
He
it was
was.
all cool stuff, but like, Kevin came in as Kevin,
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
my friend Kevin.
Yeah.
I can call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he
they
came
all
in dressed
wore
like he
beanies.
like he visited Oshkosh Bagosh or something.
Wow, that's like
It was really colorful, really
like a
like
2-in-1,
pattern.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, you trying
I mean,
you can't flip this into a compliment, bro.
No,
Yeah.
it's yeah. They were like
This is definitely a disguised short
they
joke,
were like,
bro.
sorry, I have a kid and I see all the color patterns and it's
Yeah.
the same
Going
thing.
hard.
It matches all my children's toys.
No, Kevin looked handsome too. He looked great.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what people are wearing. Yeah, he had one sleeve was pink and one sleeve was gray and like black in the middle of the sweatshirt. It looked good.
Yeah, he
All
did.
right, look, let's dive in since we know what people wear though. Like, what do you think of these Masters of Comedy sets though?
You can definitely tell they're working out shit. Maybe
Uh,
we can. I don't know.
I mean, they both did better than I was expecting for just working stuff out. But
Yeah.
like, you can see why they have magnetism. Like famous people
Mm-hmm.
are famous for a reason a lot of the time, where it's just hard to look away from them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it was
people are just
really,
drawn to 'em.
it was really like they both had different types of charisma that really work on like they're masters of the craft.
It's everything that Luke lacks.
It's yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
banana that around.
Wow.
It's like a banana
I mean,
boomerang.
Enough with the
Yeah,
banana.
yeah,
Everybody,
yeah. That banana call back
you're
back
gonna
around.
make me slip and fall. I don't have charisma, but it's like people look at people do listen to me and are
They
very
do, they do.
mildly impressed.
You know,
That's like
you're
really like
funny. You're very funny.
I could command a room,
don't
but
do
to not much. You know, like I really am in charge of the room, of the energy of the room, and I almost get you there. And it's almost it's good. But those guys really like they delivered a lot.
Yeah.
And there weren't like they didn't miss many punchlines. I don't think in these two guys.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've seen both of them do very, very well, and I've seen both of them bomb. Never together, but
Right.
I've seen with Kevin. There's a huge question on is he funny? You know what I mean?
I think Kevin's funny.
Of course, but you gotta understand that like that's
That's a different question than is he a good stand-up?
yeah. Well, is that what's happening? No, I think
And
people
honestly, I think he's both funny and a good stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think people don't understand the amount of work that goes into, especially at that high caliber, which he's at the highest, where he has
Right.
to, you know, come up with
Make
material.
He
people
can't
laugh
just
and be
talk
like a
about his-
multimillionaire.
But
yeah.
look, I'm a critic too. I mean, I defended to a point where I was just like, okay, this isn't funny anymore. Like the COVID special, which for whatever reason, working out, whatever your excuse is, you know what I mean.
the
It wasn't
stadium
great.
one was lackluster to me too.
Yeah,
No,
but
you know
I
what?
was just saying.
Comedy's not meant for a stadium.
The
Yeah.
thing is that people related so much more with Kevin when he first started because he was just coming up. He was talking about his children. They could see themselves in him.
And it's also
Well,
the
now-
10-year set.
Yeah, it's different. He's got all this money. He's got this fame, and of course you're not going to relate to him on that same plane. And that's what people are missing is like
Yeah.
that.
But I
that
think
feeling.
what Jeremy's talking about also is like you have 10 or 15 years to work on your first hour of material, and then
That's
you have
true.
a year to work on your second hour.
Yeah.
And honestly, his experiences
That's
have
true.
also changed. And I think it was Chris Rock who said you're funnier when you ride the bus.
Yeah, of
think
course.
that's- I
Yeah,
think
he just
that's
said it.
him.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
they were
true.
talking
But-
about famous people problems, and like
Yeah.
it is very funny and very good. And I think they would be doing something wrong if they were talking about experiences they don't have.
Yeah,
I agree.
And the only reason I'm bringing this up to actually add to their greatness in the sense of like to see them come at it from this angle from I mean not Chris so much but just Kevin because it's a lot of negative talk about his actual stand-up comedy. Like, is it funny? Should he even be doing stand-up? Should he be working? Because he's one of the hardest working men in Hollywood. Should he be working again? But that set that I saw was like, okay, this is like what people need to see.
Yeah.
Like the jokes was for like he made me laugh legit. You know, because we're comics. We're like
Comedy
just-
clubs are
Yeah.
built
Yo,
for
killed
comedy.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like the room is conducive, even the main room, but like a low ceiling, dark room
Yeah.
is like so much more conducive than a stadium or like a set they throw together for a COVID special. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it
Right.
felt very thrown together and like, but as opposed to the goal of this whole building is for stand up to happen on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
that-
feel like
yeah.
Kevin has like stronger mannerisms and body language, and then Chris Rock has just a material that is just bang. His material rides on its
look
own.
how he's evolved throughout the years. Like his voice and everything on stage isn't even the same.
Well, when he's working out, he does Jeremy was going to say.
No, I'm glad you go ahead.
When he's working out, he does it very muted so that he knows the jokes work, so that when he amps it up for the big theaters and stuff
but he's
like
still
that.
not as in that character like he was.
Everybody goes through evolutions,
right.
but
I
do
think for the
believe
special, he's gonna say the punchline 3 times and walk
and
back
do
and
the
forth.
stomp if
Yeah.
he needs to. If the joke
Yeah.
ain't hitting, you got to do it again.
And then he
Do it again.
and then he makes that face.
Yes.
And you'll see it.
And
But
Yeah.
luckily,
that's a professional who knows
Yeah.
how to to wring every
Yeah.
piece of laughter out of like the sponge that is the audience.
yeah. But he was doing it pretty laid back, and it was killing. And to watch him go after Kevin, who had killed it.
So
Yeah.
funny.
And he
That
even
was
brought
so
that up where he
funny.
just like, man, like, dang, Kevin funny, man. I gotta follow this guy. You know what I mean? He's a hard
He
working
laughed
guy.
at me in Chase commercials.
You know. And then also to hear him talk about dating and post-divorce stuff. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty interesting.
yeah.
It's cool.
And then to watch Tim Dillon follow that as well too.
Oh yeah, and Tim with his crowd, I'm sure, like
Well, Tim's funny.
uproarious. Yeah.
random kid that they put up after that Chris kept shitting on? It was so funny.
I believe it was
He was like, "What's your name? What you been on? Revolt TV."
Well,
What
did you?
you
But you?
brought about?
Oh, he did. Oh, yeah. But I guess I didn't see that part because he shot back, and I thought that like that was because I didn't see that part. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And then there was some random kid just did a couple of minutes, but then I left at that time because I knew they were going to the OR, so I just went over there instead. But yeah, that kid, Jesus.
Well, I also
Well,
think, go
that's
ahead,
fine.
sorry.
Yeah, you need a buffer of that. But
That's
like,
what it was.
yeah, you need a buffer, and also I think we should move on to Thursday. Everything okay, Tony? Okay, cool. Thursday, yeah. Sorry for glossing
You
over our
totally
big
forgot it.
Wednesday.
I know.
It was a huge Wednesday for us.
Oh.
Yeah, Alex, you're pulling your cord out. There you go,
Sucks.
How did I pull the cord out?
with your hands.
Who knows what you're
Hey.
Not with a banana.
What the?
No.
So Thursday I was not here for the Thursday, and I heard in the Door Guy group chat that T.I. and Usher are here.
It was amazing.
First of all,
They're beautiful.
First of all, there is no group chat. There is no group chat. Secondly,
Why do
Okay.
you say it? Okay.
there's a secret group chat.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't think so. I think
guess
we
not.
just don't include people who have Androids.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
that's all it is,
Yeah, I
because
think
they'd
what it
ruin
is.
the yeah,
Yeah.
and it's not their fault. It's just their fault.
it's Korea's fault.
I think what was very interesting about that evening is that everybody kept saying it was a dead day at the store. It's like, oh, it's a very chill day, like it's nothing going on, and so every day has been pretty epic.
Curse yourself when you
know.
say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's where you're like, oh, there's not a lot of traffic today. Like, what are you doing? Why would you say that?
Why
you're
would
gonna
you do that?
you jinx yourself.
I mean, I arrived literally, I'd say maybe 10 minutes before T.I. and Usher pulled up. Like literally, everybody was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
saying like, oh, it's a dead night. Like,
Were they in the same ride?
No,
yeah,
but they had the exact same car.
Yeah.
So
I thought they
Two
just,
different cars, but the same.
I mean,
car.
it's the
You know what I mean?
standard, like what a Yukon or what is
the
that?
black SUV
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the celebrities ride in.
That's
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it was great. It was that that color is called,
Alex loves cars.
Yeah.
It was a 5.0.
Guys,
It was a turbocharged. Yeah.
It's called Nardo Gray. They were Yukon.
You're a Nardo Gray.
They were extended SUVs with
Yeah.
black rims. They pulled up in tow
Uh-huh.
and drove Cooper crazy because there was no room in the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
And they did the most. And
Oh,
it was
and Ron brought his van.
so
very
much
convenient.
fun.
Oh wow. So
yeah.
Ron moved in.
Yeah.
Ron at his house moved in.
He brought in his Airbnb.
Yeah. His Airstream B&B.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and they showed up because I showed up right before you.
Apparently
Yeah.
T.I. did comedy.
T.I. did
did.
comedy.
Wow.
I
And
watched most of it.
Okay. You were working the belly room?
I was working the back door, but Anthony covered me for a bit to go watch
Oh wow.
T.I.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually
Okay. Abandoning your post, but that's fine. We learn about it here.
I didn't take a pee break all night though. Does that count?
No. Yeah, you're fine.
I actually heard T.I. been doing comedy because I know his cousin who's a comic who comes here sometimes named Plug, whatever, shameless plug, and that's not his name. I know black comics.
Oh yeah, I thought it.
I really
was like,
thought, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, he was telling me that he was doing comedy. So when I seen him here, I was like, Oh no!
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Well, T.I. used to show up for Turn Up Tuesdays every once in a while,
Yeah.
and but he would never
He
go
would
on
come
stage.
with
Yeah.
Chappelle.
Yeah.
one time I walked him in here because he's not white famous enough. So
See, that's crazy because I knew who he was.
Well,
how do
you-
not
come
know
on,
who
you know you
T.I.
don't
is,
count.
Though?
you said you didn't know T.I.?
No, how do you not? I think he's on movies. He's on TV shows.
Yeah,
like,
but this a lot of the shows are like.
Which movies? Like, what was it? It was
ATL?
Yeah,
wanna see if-
ATL. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say like if you were gonna, I want her to answer.
I don't know the name of the movie. I'm not good with names of movies. I couldn't even remember Quentin Tarantino, whatever.
He was
Banana
in
Boat-
that
not
road
Banana
trip.
Boat. What
It's
did you
Banana
say?
Boat.
He-
Yeah.
Banana Boat.
Tarantino's Banana Boat. This
Yeah.
is really off the rails.
Terrible.
Jeez.
Copper Tone
But he
presents.
was on. I'll say the most global thing he's been in was Ant-Man, which is a Marvel film. You know?
Oh,
he was
yeah.
an Ant-Man?
He was one of the
Yeah.
I didn't see
Detectives?
that
Paul
at
Rudd's
all.
friends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
But
he
he's,
was in
but
that-
he's not. He's just not.
He was
He's
in
a
that-
rapper.
He's
a rapper.
He's big,
he's an
but he's
amazing
more
rapper.
black famous.
He's
than
in that
he is
road
white
trip
famous.
movie with Steve Carell, right? He was like a detective.
Enough.
There was one where there's a
Okay.
rich
He's
girl.
done- he has a-
Let's go on with talking
Yeah.
about the night.
He has a career that we all would like. All right, so, but one time, basically, a few years ago, I remember Kevin Hart was in the main room, and he could just tell he had that Hollywood I can't get in here energy. Like I just said to myself, I was like, I'm gonna go put some money in my meter. If I come back and he's still out there, I'm walk him in. And sure enough, he was like on the phone. He's like, hey, nobody's whatever. So he finally got enough courage to like just try to.
Was he solo? He usually
was
doesn't roll
solo.
solo.
He
He was
T.I.?
solo.
Yeah, he's
T.I. He
not.
was solo. So
Wow.
then I looked at him, I said, you're going to see Kevin, right? He goes, yeah, man. I was like, I got you. He put his arm around me, and we walked through the hallway.
This was not when you were working here.
No, it's not when I was working.
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Hilarious.
and it was so funny because everybody was like, yo, you know T.I.? And I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
of course I do.
Yeah.
You have to say like, well, I mean, yeah, we go back, but I don't like know him anymore.
Bro,
you know,
We started comedy together.
yeah.
I mean,
Ah!
I don't know. I really have this. It's funny because he made a reference to it last night about he goes, I know comics don't really want to see me up here. And he goes, it's just like when he said he was the king of the South. He said he didn't really feel like he was the king of the South, but when people said he couldn't say it, that made him say it more. And he said, so I'm going to really enjoy being around here a lot more.
Yeah, I thought it was clever of him to bring it
Interesting.
up, but
Yeah.
I think Chris Spencer is maybe helping him.
Chris Spencer is writing for
Yeah.
him, yes.
That's
as
what,
well as
that's
other
what
people.
Spencer does.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
well as
And
other
he
people
should
writing
totally
for
he should totally carpool with Spencer and not bring.
That's
That'd
where
be
you know.
nice. That'd be nice.
And once he starts showing up in like ratty shoes and like jeans that kind of fit, like you're like, oh, now he's a comic.
Well,
Yeah,
interesting-
yeah, he'll be
I'll tell you
funnier.
what's
He'll be
interesting.
funnier.
Yeah.
No, what's interesting is that he showed up dressed like an alt comic, like literally.
Oh, right.
He doesn't look like T.I. T.I. has such an iconic look as
Yeah,
a rapper, and
right.
he had the beanie with the dreads and the glasses, knowing he has 20/20 vision.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
the hoodie.
That's
like I'm
great.
like,
You
yo,
know
he's
what was the most hilarious part to me, anyway, in the lot after
What?
moving out all of those fancy cars, that
Yeah.
they moved out a real comics car and it just was squealing.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that's
who was
comic.
driving that? I did see that.
I don't know whose car it was. I
That's
just saw the
great.
lot guy.
What kind of
moving
car
it.
was it? Do you remember? I
It
would.
was like a Toyota Corolla. It
Alex.
wasn't.
She doesn't know the names of any movie. You think she's
Or-
gonna know
Yeah.
the car?
Oh, you mean Mike Black's Corolla? Yeah,
So he knew it that.
yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a good set.
Were you working up there?
No, I wasn't working.
You were just hanging.
I was just-
Faji was working the room, and he
Wow.
came to the back, and he's like, "Yo,
Brandon was
T.I.'s doing comedy," and we're like, "Okay." Oh, Brandon was? Sorry.
Yeah.
So Faji was just hanging out, and he saw,
Yeah.
and he reported
Yeah.
it to us, and we ran up.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
actually has a good set. He only been doing comedy 2 weeks, and he's better than everybody, of course.
Yeah,
Well, he's already got such a charisma, and
and yeah,
he's got that magnetism that you're talking about.
the magnetism.
But he wouldn't talk about there's certain things, because his wife was there. Certain things you could tell he wasn't going to talk
Yeah,
about.
tiny.
It's like
Ah,
She's so.
There was a lot. There was a lot of
pretty.
clap there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
but he didn't bomb.
No,
And,
he's
and
fine.
what
No, not
and
at
it
all.
sounds like what Jeremy's opinion of him is like of his comedy is like I really like his rap is like what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I want him to
yeah.
rap. He owes me another album. I'm just
Just needs to
like,
get
He's
Yeah,
working on his last
confidence.
one. He said he was working on his last album.
yeah. If he sucks at comedy, we
The-
need to
the
make sure he
skits are
doesn't.
gonna
No,
be
but
off
listen,
the chain.
like you said, I think as door guys, we need to support this because just like Brad Paisley did, where he hosted that comedy special on
And Shaq.
Netflix. Yeah, we need to get T.I. to host a door guy special on Netflix.
Wow.
that.
I don't think he.
I mean, and that'll be every Wednesday in the belly room.
But he
You can come see us.
he's
Right.
gonna do so
With-
much
with
time in
tip.
between though.
All right, so
Yeah.
can we talk about 'cause what the biggest complaint about T.I. being here?
What
Oh,
was the, I didn't know
what'd you say?
complaint.
It was perfect.
Let's
Yeah,
go
yeah.
for it.
Well, his name is Tip, and he didn't.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. You need to especially if you're rolling that.
But I heard his people talking about they needed to tip the lock guy.
I don't think they did, and then also he ran up like a tab and didn't
$300
and then didn't tip on the tab.
0,
which is a real bummer, and that will be remedied, I'm sure, when I see him next.
I can't. Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea to run up on T.I. He has so many lyrics about what you shouldn't.
No.
You shouldn't run.
No one's running.
You don't know me.
Yeah. No one's
Luke's
running.
gonna walk up on him.
No one's running.
And literally, he has.
Yes, Mr. of the South.
Yeah,
yes,
seven.
King.
He's a 7-time felon. That was back in like 2004.
But
so
his politics align with he's very good. He's a good guy. That's the week. I think like this is a wrap up time.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrap up,
skimmed over Usher, but that's fine. But there was not a big story about Usher. He was just there.
Yeah.
He didn't even take his mask off the whole time. What do you mean?
That's good. Yeah. I mean, with a name like that, you got to be working the door, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What? You guys hate jokes all of a sudden?
He need to be a banana pun for it.
For it to land.
Tip needs
You
the
guys all
banana back
suck and
around with
fuck
that
you.
tip.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can catch us every Wednesday in the Belly Room. Jessica, where can people follow you online?
At Jess Wellington 2 on everything, and look at my YouTube, Jessica Wellington. Super simple. Thank you.
Jessica Wellington, super simple.
No, just Jessica Wellington.
Okay, Jessica Wellington on YouTube.
Shameless plug.
And Jess Wellington 2.
Yes, on everything else.
Great. Young.
Yes, Dapper Duong, DAPPERDUONG.
And it went from Duong to Young, but now it's Duong again.
Well, yeah, because it was like Alex Duong. People don't
Two Duongs
understand.
don't make it young.
Yeah.
Okay, now everybody's back on my side. Great. Scipio, what you got,
Another
dog?
person with last name issues.
And honestly, it's all your own.
Oh my goodness. At Jeremy Comedy, but I also have a comedy album out called Sociopath. Go buy that on iTunes, and I mean buy it on iTunes because Spotify is drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got off Spotify because of Joe Rogan, right?
That was you. Oh man, I stand with you.
I'm at Luke Does Stuff on Twitter. I'm verified, have less than 2,000 followers. It sucks a lot. It's really shameful, but that's where I am.
Because you were not good at it. What was it forever? Help.
No, it's 4 helps, and that's Instagram that I rarely ever post on.
Oh.
So you need to watch it.
Wow, shots fired.
He's gonna get you unverified.
Yeah.
Forever. No blue check for you ever.
It's gonna be Jess Wellington, super complicated after that.
You should make a parody page. Go help.
So you're helping. It's help. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hey, Scipio, that's really good. And sociopath is spelled SCI. Thanks for listening to the podcast, everybody. We'll see you next week.